All right guys, so today's video is definitely gonna be different. And I guess we can consider this a vlog, I'm not sure. I get asked all the time, what is some of the equipment that I use? What do I have at my desk? What do I prefer? And I figured now's probably a good time to cover that, considering I'm set in my studio. Now that I'm doing this full time, I really do have like set things that I use. So this will answer a lot of questions and maybe probably raise some more questions, who knows? But I figured we'd give this a shot. So this is what it looks like when you walk into the office. You can see obviously, you know, the monitors, the desk, and the soundproofing stuff on the walls. But this is kind of the usual of how things are set up when I record. So you've got the light box here and the light box there, and the camera's set up. This was for a shot like me standing up. So usually it's down here. And so this is the desk here where I normally have the products I'm reviewing, and then I have like my laptop set up so that I can kind of keep notes so I don't just ramble on and on. But I do want to show you this. Like this camera I just picked up, and it's the Sony RX0 Mark II. This thing is so tiny. Look, it's like the size of a GoPro, but it's a professional type camera. It takes amazing photos. And this is what I'm gonna use to shoot this whole video. So I figured you might be interested to see what it is I'm shooting on. All right, so as you can see in the little screen, this is me recording it, but this is the camera that I normally use when recording. This is the Canon M50. With the little flip out screen, it's easy to see myself, but this is honestly like one of the easiest cameras to just turn on and start shooting. Like if you're starting YouTube and you don't want it to get things like too complicated, this is a very good way to start. A lot of this stuff that I'm showing you guys, if you are interested, I'll put links below to as much of the stuff that I can find. Another thing that I like to do is I like to go to pawn shops. I just find random deals. Normally it's just fun to kind of flip it and make a little bit of money. And every now and then I'll find something that's just really a great buy, and it's kind of like a no-brainer and you have to keep it. So I was able to get the Bose QC35-2s for $55, which is kind of crazy considering they're a $350 pair of headphones. So now that I've got crap like slung across the desk, funny thing about this desk is this used to be my actual everyday desk that I used in my videos. It was the backdrop that had my computer and everything on it, and you see like how tiny it is. And I think that says a lot to be able to come from this to now this. And so if you guys have never seen me do a video before on it, this is my chair from OP Seat. They are actually a sponsor of the channel. They've been with me for like a very long time. And I can't thank them enough. So this is why in the description you always see, hey, like my chair, check this out. And then they also sent me the desk that matches the chair as well. And this whole surface is basically like one big mouse pad. Like I don't have to have a mouse pad. I can simply just use this wherever I want. And it's so convenient to be able to just have this nice, clean, like sleek look. All right, so one thing that I think is cool, this is the original G logo that I had put up in the studio. And even though the logo's changed, I'm always going to keep that in here. That's a very important thing to know, like this is what started it. Okay, and so these are soundproofing panels, which really is just keeping sound from like bouncing throughout the room. You can see when I'm talking, it's facing this way. There's one this way, and then behind the monitors, you can see that I have them there as well. So it kind of cuts down on a lot of the echo that this room would have normally. All right, so this is the headphone wall, which you guys have seen in the background, I don't know how many times. This is constantly changing, except those two models right there. That is very important. It's the Status CB1 and the Lix Pro. Both of those are incredible, and I definitely plan on doing a video on this, considering Status is sending me their new truly wireless earbud. It doesn't matter how good Bluetooth gets, there is nothing that beats throwing on a pair of just over-the-ear studio style headphones, whether they be open back, closed back, whatever, and just plugging them into an amp. Like plugging them, like my favorite thing to do is to sit here at the computer and plug in a pair of headphones right here to my amp, which is honestly like an inexpensive amp. I've had it for years. I haven't found anything that's just worth replacing it, and for the money, it's just amazing. It's the Creative Sound Blaster Omni, which is really just like a glorified sound card, but you get software to be able to change EQ settings, and the way that it amps and boosts headphones, even that are really hard to amplify, It does such an incredible job, but that whole listening experience is just something you can't get with Bluetooth. And these are my Aeris 3.5 or 3.5 monitors. They're basically like studio monitors that look like bookshelf speakers. They sound incredible. And another pawn shop deal that, you know, these retail for $100. I paid $40 for the pair of these. Now this microphone is the Samson G-Track Pro. This is the one that I used forever in my videos, but I stopped using this and started using a lapel mic, so I didn't have to worry about trying to keep this out of the shot. But if you're somebody looking to start YouTube and you're looking at the Blue Yetis, I highly recommend this one, and they fall into the same price range. All right, so this is my keyboard. This is the Razer Ornata Chroma, and then this is the DeathAdder Elite mouse. Like, I have Razer stuff everywhere. This is the Razer webcam. Now this right here, you can see fingerprints all over it. It's just a Razer laptop. So you can see that it has the backlit keyboard like Razer products do. This looks like a MacBook Air. Like, it's very sleek, it's super thin because this is a 12.5-inch screen, but it's a 4K screen and it's touchscreen. It has an i7 processor, it has a 512 gig solid state, 16 gigs of RAM. Like, this is my editing machine on the go, which technically most of the time I use it for notes whenever I'm doing my videos. This is the Divoom TV Max. It's actually, people see it as a little display that's in the background. It really does a lot more. It's actually a speaker. You can see the controls up here. It's a really nice speaker that gets loud and sounds really clear. But the lights and stuff on the front, you can actually have this show you different notifications. You can design your own stuff in pixel art. There's so many that are built in. You can even have it show like an EQ thing on the screen. Now, as far as the monitors, these are actually just TV monitors that I use as computer displays. This is a 50-inch screen that we used to have in the living room, and then this is two 32-inch displays that basically, again, 1080p TVs that work really well as monitors. This usually has like TV or something going on, but it gives me the ability to do so much and to be able to see so much more real estate than like tiny computer monitors. The computer, which just looks like a normal Dell tower, other than just like the blue lights that are on the side. It has an i7 in it. It's got 32 gigs of RAM. It's got several terabytes just for storage. And you know, it pretty much can do anything I need it to as far as gaming or editing video, which is the most important thing. Okay, so this thing right here is like one of my secret weapons. It's a very like inexpensive slider. Obviously sliders for cameras can cost like a ton of money. This one doesn't. In fact, it kind of looks like a toy, but it's capable of obviously being a slider, but it comes with so many other pieces that it can allow it to kind of circle around my product. As you can see right there, it just moves. And it just works. Like, you put the camera right here and you get shots that just don't look like normal stationary shots. All right, and so here are the lights that I use. They're from a company called Neewer. They make more inexpensive type products. I can use batteries with these. And then this is the settings that I normally use. If I want more yellow lighting or more white lighting to kind of balance it out, I have that control on the back. So this is the shelving unit that sometimes you guys can see in streams, sometimes you can't. Originally, and they're still on the wall, but there's some Pac-Man lights. I wanted it lit up back here, but it's been kind of a pain to get to, so I just kind of said screw it. These are products that I need to review. You can see there's a lot going on. These down here are bags, there's backpacks, and then I have two bags from the company Nutsack, which I want to show you guys how amazing this is. So whenever I do a what's in my bag video, I'm gonna show all this stuff off. These right here are made to look clean, like if you walk in the office, but it is anything but clean. There's so many cords and just random stuff in there. And then up here are things that I use. I keep boxes for a while. There's the Razer box, SoundPeats. There's some monitors, there's the phone, there's the camera. So to be able now to have this whole setup and to be able to do YouTube full time, it's incredible. So I just wanted to share all this with you guys. I hope you learned something. I hope this showed you kind of what I use. And thank you for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.